PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Throwing. Prescott. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Deron Payne. That is now 2 sacks for him here in his first half.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And taken at the 46. The 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And Washington will have a short field here as they take over first and 10. Brissett sets to throw it. Throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
A give to Gibson running right. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
They'll run with Robinson. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Brian Robinson Jr. with his 14th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are able to add on to that lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive first and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's second down. Prescott. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Cowboy first down there. Prescott to Gallup.
Well, this hasn't really been a first half to remember on either side of the ball, but I think this kind of makes this an important drive. You'd love to get this back to a one-score game if you can, and that's good work there to get some yardage.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It was the safety blitz that ultimately did the job, and they're going to credit him with a sack. He's certainly one of those quarterbacks that can burn you with his mobility, but that time able to hem him in and get him to the ground.
Perfect descriptor right there about how they kept him in the pocket. Excellent job of containment, but they were still able to continue to bring such strong pressure without letting him escape. But how about those guys in the secondary as well? Kept the coverage tight, plastered to the receivers, and left no real options for him to throw it downfield.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Running behind center with Vaughn. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved up the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
2nd down and 8. Now Dak on the option left. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Prescott now from the 50. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now brings up 4th down.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already thrown 1 interception. Almost threw a second one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They're starting to put some space here. You know, first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. Brissett's throw taken in by Samuel.
Missed.
This will not go down. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards.
And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And the Cowboys are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
And he's going to be brought down right there, so nothing after the catch as he's dropped at the 42. First down now, but that clock rolling. Out of the gun, it's again DeVaughn. Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Prescott from the gun. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 44-yard line. Now Prescott. Another one to CeeDee Lamb. He's got it. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
A gain of 19 yards. First down, Dallas.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast. Only 30 minutes left in the regular season, and everybody's excited for the playoffs, so we're just going to forget the halftime show and get back to the football. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. One touchdown is the difference. 17-10 our score, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. As they begin their second half here, Charles, offensively, not where they want to be, obviously. They're losing in this ball game, but very much within striking distance. We'll see what adjustments they make in the second half.
Is that the old glass half full, half empty type of a deal? Which way do you want to look at it? Because you're right, they're down on the scoreboard, but there are definitely opportunities now, because if they want to go ahead and get going in this one, get back to the running game. I think there are going to be some places to go with it, and I think the offensive line will appreciate the chance to fire out and hit people.
That's a good point, because they virtually had nothing going in the ground game in that first half. Now a 2nd and 10. Prescott now. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure in this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw is Prescott. Here's a screen now for Pollard. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. from the shotgun. It's Brissett. Complete. It's Dotson. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up second down. A great job there, Charles, just to hold on, absorb that contact. I guess that's the risk you take catching the ball toward the middle of the field.
It is, and if you're going to gain yardage, you're going to have to go there at some point. But how about the read, okay? The eyes of that play, stepping out from the middle of the field and really making a big hit. Did not get free, but boy, that's a tough area to go into when you're going into his spot.
The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's second down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit.
Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. So that one a hold right guard. And
you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Again, it's Brissett. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's third down.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Micah Parsons. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up fourth down. Here's Tressway now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This is fielded at the 27. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now the pitch comes to Bull. Yeah, they get about 3 up close to the 35. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That one doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all. And it leaves them with 3rd and 1. And you know, this is the time of the game where these drives really start to matter. They got to make some moves.
Here now, a 3rd down and 8. Now Prescott. And that is incomplete.
We're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it. Now Prescott on 4th down. And it's going to be batted down. And we'll go the other way with the football. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. Well, they've got the slim deficit, decided to go for it, hoping to keep the football score and erase that deficit. But, boy, deep in their own territory like that.
Let's just say that
pressure comes, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
It's 3rd and long for Brissett. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Throwing, Brissett. That's out wide here for Robinson. Touchdown! Brian Robinson Jr. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Commanders go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, he is putting in a great all-around game, Charles. He already ran one in for a score, and now they utilize him in the passing game.
And they put a lot of pressure on a defensive coordinator and defense, don't they? Because they're used to him as a runner. But it turns out he's just as dangerous as some of those receivers, and he showed it right there. You don't pay enough attention to him defensively, he makes you pay.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Play fake. Here's Prescott. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Play action is supposed to be used to slow down pressure, slow down blitzes. In this case, though, if it takes a little too long to develop, you got people right in the face.
And lucky just to get rid of the ball with the arm going forward. It could have been a fumble. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. The Cowboys will go. Prescott. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Vaughn. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down with them, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The first down line at the 34 here on third down. Here's Prescott. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Desperation time. Prescott on fourth. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
So the drive stays alive after the fourth down conversion. First and 10 inside the 30. Prescott to throw it. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
This is caught. It's Cooks. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A good pickup there, 26 yards. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. On the ground with Vaughn. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. Second and goal from the 1. Vaughn again. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Deuce Vaughn with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Cowboys have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. Out comes the Washington offense as we get a look at the playoff race in the NFC. Well, here we sit, Week 17. Just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that move now.
And these final games are often a good barometer for all those teams fighting for position or a wild card spot. They have to be able to get the job done these last 2 weeks before things get even tougher when the playoffs officially begin.
Back to Robinson now on first down. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 13 yards there on a Washington first. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
How he got away from that first tackler, no idea, but he did, and it winds up with positive yardage.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. That one downfield for Dotson. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Oh, man, late in a tight ball game, every play so critical. You feel like you've got to find a way to come up with that football. That was put in a great spot, but it just didn't want to stick in his hands. That's a big letdown.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the second time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt, and now a chance to tie the game on this possession. They start the drive with Vaughn. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Staying on the ground with Vaughn. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 47 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
He's brought down at 27-yard line.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Now 2nd and 4. On second down, it's Vaughn.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Well, this crowd trying to force a false start here. 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for it with Vaughn. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
Maybe the old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth. Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. Well, we all just got a heck of a show, partner. This was a close game for a long time. Close at half, close down the stretch. Home team finds a way to get it done, a narrow victory.
Yeah, they finished with a flourish, didn't they? Because there were times where each side looked like they were the better team out there. And the outcome's in doubt for much of this game. Every snap seemingly more important than the previous one. Great effort from the guys visiting. But in the end, how about those guys in their home stadium finding a way to win?
So for the Commanders, they do get the victory that pushes them over 500 for the season as they finish at 9-8. And that is maybe not exactly what they were hoping.
Can I talk my...
Come on.
That other side.
The Oakley way.
Hey.
C5.
Can't nobody do me like I do me. And I don't care to be nobody else.